me one example that you feel like Biden did that was the equivalent to Donald Trump suing CNN because he didn't like the Kamala Harris interview and suing Seltzer, the pollster in Iowa.
No, they're not going to be equivalent. But
no. I mean something of like a similar magnitude to that.
In this video, we've got Destiny making another debate appearance. Destiny debates a conservative lawyer. The two debate the idea that Donald Trump is a dictator. Surprise, surprise. With that, let's watch a rational conservative crush woke Destiny.
On with the Democrats right now. What's the strategy? Like, I don't quite get it. Like, I talk to people like Josiah at Pondering Politics or Pisco, or maybe we'll see what Yusuf have to say about it. And there seems to be a sentiment that they want to be like more aggressive, more memey, more, dunking, more, getting out there and mixing it up and trying to play dirty. And I just don't see that this is working. And, I would love to vote for the Democrats in the next cycle. I used to vote for them. So this would be fantastic. And I just don't understand what they're doing.
I don't know. Well, I think it's a challenge because on the Democratic side, I think Democrats are interested in like actual governance, and I think they're interested in actually trying to like further the country along. But the Republicans have sold themselves out to having absolutely no moral values, absolutely no standard for behavior, and have basically made it as okay as possible to engage in relentless illegal activity. And so it's a very weird world when you're trying to compete with those people in an environment where they've greenlit criminal behavior and lying. Like it's a very, very difficult environment to.
What do you think it looks like when a Democrat wins? Like to me, the idea that you're going to get into a meme contest or a who's the bigger asshole contest with Donald Trump and have that be a winning strategy seems crazy to me. Like, I think it wouldn't work in general because that's not what the Democratic base responds to. And also, he's like the heavyweight champion of the world in those categories. Like, it's picking a fight you can't win. I think the kind of like the cleverness of the right's own the lib strategy was that it moved the playing field into an area where the left is disadvantaged. I think when people fracture and go into their own ideological camps, the right's base is more homogenous. I think it just benefits them to be in this kind of information environment. So I don't know. I just don't see that being I don't see that move working for the Democrats. But
I mean,
maybe you do.
What move works?
I think when the Democrats win, they present. I'm thinking of like Clinton. I'm thinking of Obama.
Well, don't think about any of those people because that media environment doesn't matter anymore. We're in a totally new world right now. So everything prior to 2016 is totally out the window. 2016 to 2020 started to change things quite a bit, and now we live in a whole new world.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's true in terms of like the methods, but in terms of the vision, what I mean is that you need to show a vision of somebody who's wants to make the country better, has a clear common sense.
Yeah, I remember this guy. I misspoke in the intro. I apologize. He's actually an ex-Democrat. He's not even conservative. He just, like so many, couldn't deal with their ridiculousness anymore. I don't know if Destiny is so focused on his legal woes that he doesn't have time to create new arguments, but it's almost a guarantee that any debate he gets in, it will say that the Republicans have no morals and that they condone and allow relentless illegal activity. Like what? Burning down Teslas and Tesla dealerships? I'm not even going to refute that point because anybody who's watching this that has a brain knows there's one party that wants to uphold law and order, and the other party, the Democrats, they won't even condemn this Tesla violence or even acknowledge that it's from the left wing. They'll be like, well, we don't really know who it's from, even though it's clearly coordinated. I think Destiny's at a point where he's probably dealing with a lot in his life, and he's just hoping his good old faithful, same old tired arguments will be sufficient to debate anyone, no matter what the topic is. It always goes back to the Republicans having no morals, which, come on, man, it's pure projection. The Democrat Party is not interested in governance. Tell me something they've accomplished. I'll wait. And in my opinion, the Democrat Party for years now and continues to drift further and further away from anything that resembles Christian values, which I think the majority of the Republican Party and their platform is rooted in. So pure projection. Anyway, let's get back to video.
Plan for doing it. And neither
of those things have mattered to voters for a while. They clearly didn't matter last election.
I think last election, the problem is that nobody believed her.
No,
the
that's a
idea that
lie. No.
That's
To be clear, that's a total lie, right? It's people are more concerned right now with culture war stuff than anything having to do with any part of like how the system is supposed to work, what the laws are, and how the economy is supposed to work. That's just like you included. No, none of you guys care about any of the actual like governance stuff, because if we start to go issue by issue, it's all just going to come down to like wokeism and whatever that means. So the idea that
and we can if you want, but I think that's totally false. I think the biggest issue that she had.
I'm curious. Okay, wait. Let's try this real quick. So, who do you think was better on freedom of speech?
I think she's like a non-entity. I don't really know. Between the Biden administration and the Trump administration, I think they've both been pretty terrible.
Okay, can you give me one example that you feel like Biden did that was the equivalent to Donald Trump suing CNN because he didn't like the Kamala Harris interview and suing Seltzer, the pollster in Iowa?
No, they're not going to be equivalent. But
no. I need something of like something of a similar magnitude to that.
What Donald Trump does that's very bad.
No, wait. I don't care what you're gonna say right now. I want something that Biden did that's a similar magnitude to what Trump is doing right now with those two lawsuits.
Is attempt to create a Homeland Security department that would administer speech on the internet, which was eventually rejected, was a very bad idea. His use of Title IX.
Wait. So for the first thing, you just gave something he didn't do. So he wasn't able to do it. So he didn't do that. So who cares? I want to be able to fly, and I want to be able to breathe in outer space and go Super Saiyan.
Well, Donald Trump's going to lose the lawsuit against Belser. I forgot to say that. It's a clear loser.
It doesn't matter if he's going to lose the lawsuit. He still is doing the lawsuit. So these are things that Donald Trump is doing. You gave me Biden desires that are mediated by the environment. So.
And then the other example was Title IX. But
what's the Title IX example?
When the way that they use Title IX to chill discussion of gender issues out on campuses, because basically when you work gender identity into Title IX, then it becomes a protected class in Title IX.
How are they chilling discussions on gender issues?
The concern was that when they update Title IX such that gender identity becomes a protected classification, then harassment using wrong pronouns, that sort of thing, becomes a Title IX issue, which then makes it very hard for students who disagree to have conversations on campus.
I always say, I don't think Destiny's a dumb guy, but these arguments are so bad. So he asked for examples of things that Biden did that would stifle free speech. He said that Biden wanted to enact something with Homeland Security where they could police speech on social media, and he wasn't able to get it done. Then the Title IX example is perfect. When you have these protected classes, then you start policing speech, and even someone with the best intentions might use the wrong word at the wrong time to describe somebody, and that's a hate crime. That's policing speech. Then Destiny says, well, they didn't get that done. What did Biden actually do? Then they say, well, he's not going to win in these court cases that you're talking about that offend you so much. So Donald Trump's not able to get whatever you're talking about him trying to do done either. So you're acting like Donald Trump has enacted something that silences citizens. It's just not true. And everyone who hates Elon Musk so much, he essentially saved free speech on the biggest town hall on the planet when he bought X. I just don't get. Maybe I'm not smart enough to have the mental gymnastics to try to make these arguments. Again, it's just projection. Everything that Destiny describes or has beef with the Republican Party about is exactly what the Democrat Party engages in all the time. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
It's about those topics.
Okay, so I just want to be super clear, just because this is a ridiculous comparison. You think that making it so that Title IX would have made it against the rules on college campuses to harass people on the basis of being trans, you think that that's a similar attack on free speech as the president of the United States suing people in media for doing things he doesn't like?
No, I don't think it's equivalent. That's what I was trying to say at the beginning. I think that
wait. If it's not, hold on, stop. You guys keep doing this. Eject all that. I don't care. I'm looking for something equivalent, or I'm looking for you to say, okay, Donald Trump is worse on this. I don't know why it's so many word games. Like, what did the Biden admin do in 4 years that is as bad as our freedom of speech as what Trump is doing?
This ridiculous demand is exactly the kind of thing that drives me crazy about the modern left. Because what you're going to do, what you're going to point out is a million areas where Donald Trump acts like a petulant child, takes actions that
stop. Hold on. Stop. Hold on. I'm not gonna. This is such a. Please stop doing this. Wait, no. Donald Trump is not a petulant child. He is the president of the United States of America who is engaged right now in like the destruction of our constitutional
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
order. I don't know why you guys mince words so much. Well, he's putting us in an awkward situation. He's a petulant child. No, he's a fully grown adult male. He's the president of the United States of America. Yes, okay.
So we agree he's doing things that are bad for freedom of speech. Like I don't know what the problem there is. Like,
Well,
we agree.
yeah, because I'm just because I said if you go issue by issue, it's obvious that people like you or you guys don't care about the issues, and you said well, you go by issue by issue, and now I want to. Let's go issue by issue. So on the First Amendment,
What do you mean by people like me, first of all?
because you guys will act like you're talking about like how governance is or how the country is ran or these constitutional issues, but at the end of the day, it always just goes back to wokeism. Even the one example you just gave me on the First Amendment had to do with trans people in Title IX. What?
We spoke for like an hour and a half. Do you think I voted for him? Is that where you're coming from?
No, I just don't understand all the false, the equivocation and the false equivalencies. I just don't understand. Like, he's a petulant child. Why the equivocation? He's not a petulant child. He's a dictator. He wants to act like a dictator and he's attacking our freedoms. Or the false equivalency. Him suing people in media is the same as Title IX protections making it so that you can't engage in harassment of people on the basis of their gender identity in colleges? Really?
We can't even discuss it. But the issue that I'm getting at, Destiny, is that when the left oversteps, they do it by creating bureaucracy, by creating structure, by creating regulations. When the right oversteps, and at least when I'm talking about,
Dude, Destiny is so Trump deranged and just, I think he's crazy at this point. He's getting so angry at this guy who probably agrees with him on a lot of his political positions. The dude's not even a Trump fanboy. I don't think he even voted for Donald Trump. He's Trump deranged, he's Elon deranged, and now he's, I think I've said it before, he's Republican deranged. He has such a hate boner for Republicans. It's crazy. And what is this debate style he has? You just tell the other person to stop if they don't say exactly what you want them to. And one pet peeve of mine, maybe this isn't even fair, I can't stand how exasperated Destiny acts anytime somebody else speaks and they don't say exactly what he wants them to. But we want to hear from you. What do y'all think about this ridiculous debate? Do you think Destiny's projecting, or am I crazy and he's making some really good points? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.